I was going to bring up the Seattle Kraken,
Oh, okay.
who have just wrapped up a 7-game road trip, 7-0. The first time any NBA or NHL team. Yeah.
Okay,
but they wrapped the same type of schedule.
Sorry, and I was not aware of the NBA portion. I thought,
fucking idiot.
Matt just got fast and loose.
no, Matt,
it's okay. You fixed it.
Yeah. I didn't fix anything. I was making a point that you interrupted.
In my mind, you fixed it, Matt.
Okay. First ever NBA or NHL team to ever complete a 7-game road trip, 7-0.
What a dumb stat.
I don't know. To me, it's reasonably interesting. As a second-year expansion franchise.
Who sucked last year.
It was not good at all. And really went into this year going, we've added Martin Jones and Andre Burakovsky, and we're set.
Don't forget it, man. Get out of our way.
And off they go.
And really,
that road trip was reasonably impressive as well. Like, nothing bigger than the game in Boston where they give the Bruins their first home regulation loss of the season, 3-0, right, decisively. The Kraken are middle of the pack in terms of goals against, right? Like, Martin Jones.
Their goaltending sucks, actually.
It does. But in terms of goals allowed, they're still kind of they're 16th. Goals for, they're third in the league. And you look at that roster and you go,
where? Fucking Vince Dunn.
Yeah, this road trip, it was all Vince.
Well, Burakovsky and Vince Dunn. It's like
yeah, Jared McCann had a killer first half of the year.
Sam Gagner or where?
Like, I don't understand really what's happening out there. But at some point, look, they came into 2023, the second half of this season, sort of right around that third place, kind of hanging around. But they go on this 7-game winning streak on the road. Do you have any choice but to be sold on them at this point, or is this still kind of fluky?
Well, you know what, Matt? It's an interesting thing because when you look at standard old school hockey numbers and you look at your new school underlying numbers and all these things, and you go, they really shouldn't be doing what they're doing.
Nope.
But they are.
But they are doing it.
Well, and to me, the thing is, no matter who you are or what you're doing, you look at their team shooting percentage, it's crazy high.
Very, very, very high.
They're bad goaltending.
Yes.
And they're crazy high. And you go, sooner or later, that's got to be, like, that's got to catch up with you. Like, let's just transfer for 1 second. Ottawa with their top 10 power play, their top 10 penalty kill.
Last place 5-on-5.
And they're fucking crazy bad 5-on-5 numbers. And you just sort of go, yeah, but the shots generated at 5-on-5 are top 10. And you're like, yeah, but they're not winning.
Right.
And so,
which is a fairly important part of the game.
This is it, right? And so you go, what do you want to do? Like, I sent you a text, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, right? Where we were talking about that. And you're like, Toronto had won a game, and I can't remember which one it was, where they kind of got buried, but they won the game.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to you. I'm like, do you want to have good analytic numbers or do you want to win? And at the end of the day, Seattle.
I replied and said, just win, baby.
The Al Davis, just win, baby.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's the deal. Now, will that catch up to the Kraken? I believe it will.
Will it catch up in time this year? Like, that's
before what? What are we talking? What are we
before
judging?
they clinch a playoff spot?
Oh no, I think they're in.
Yeah,
I think that that division is waffling enough that I think that you look at,
like, Vegas is doing what they're supposed to do, right? And that's with Eichel out of the lineup. But after that, you look at Edmonton and Calgary are both underperforming. I think they're both holding wild card spots right now.
They were on as of Friday afternoon,
right?
Sunday, Saturday.
Well, and Edmonton beat Vegas on Saturday, so I'm sure they're still holding that down. But otherwise, I don't know with this team, man. I guess, like, I'm with you. I think at this point you've won enough games, you've banked enough points that it would have to be a disaster from here on out for Seattle to not make it. But I do expect, look, I don't know if they're as bad as they were last year. They're not as good as they've been this year. But if they're close enough to the middle of that, right into that gap, then yeah, they're probably a wild card team that deserves to get in.
Well, and the thing is, like I would take, at this point, I would take Edmonton and Calgary to beat Seattle in a playoff series.
Of course, I would too, yeah.
But what they are is when you look at, they are the number one 5-on-5.
Yep.
Take away your specialty teams. They are the number one 5-on-5 team. Like they rolled through Ottawa. They beat Edmonton 5-2, I think. Then they went in and won 5-1 in Toronto.
Yep.
And so, yeah, they were talking about rush chances and blah, blah, blah. How do you defend? Whatever. They came in, they beat Ottawa 8-4, and they put up 8 5-on-5 goals.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, that is where, now Ottawa's not going to be the great indicator, but 5-on-5 goals is where.
That's where the game's played.
When penalties become harder to get and power plays, like Boston won the Cup in 2011 with an atrocious power play.
Yeah.
So it can happen because they were a great 5-on-5 team. So I know that flies in the face of what I've said, but I just think when you shoot that high, William Karlsson or whoever you are, who are going to bank on seasons where they're above 20%. I just look at the way they're shooting the puck and their bad goaltending.
So for you, they're getting in, but they're getting beat in the first round.
They're getting in, and I don't think it's a wild card spot.
No, it's not. I think at this point they're second. I think
no, and I just think they've banked so many points.
Yep.
And now it's too bad for them that it's 7 wins is 7 wins, but they're all sort of, I think, Eastern Conference teams except for Edmonton.
Sure, but you did what you're supposed to. Like you go in and you beat. Yeah,
Boston and Toronto.
Yeah, that's Chicago. 6 goals on 7 shots in the first period. Holy fuck, is that atrocious, man? Like that's.
Yeah.